Now there is no need of introduction. Abdul Wahab, a businessman. He is a trader who is catering the needs of people.
I do congratulate the organizers from the end of Amal College for organizing such an amazing event to share the knowledge and experience, expertise to the student teacher community across the country. We have got registration from 100 plus institutions from different parts, different states of the country, and we have participants from abroad also. I do extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the whole family of Amal College, from the leader, PV Abdul Wahab MP, patron of the managing committee, and the vibrant, dynamic principal, Dr. P.M. Abdul Shakir, and head of the department, Ali Jafar. Also, the whole faculty members, students, beneficiaries, and well-wishers of Amal College. Also, I do appreciate the interest and sincerity shown by my dear participants, students, and teachers to be with us for the official launching of our new flagship program, Think Talk. Thoughtful, interactive, knowledgeable talk. Think Talk. And this is a newly designed program by Academy of Excellence to cooperate and collaborate with the higher institutions in the country. By this short introduction, let me enter to my topic. The topic, as you know, the need of the hour, and we are excited or eager to discuss this thing. We are going to discuss about the various aspects and the tendencies related to education and career, especially after the pandemic, COVID-19, and the related things like the lockdown and the very unprecedented situations happened throughout the world. And today I would like to share some of the important ideas and thoughts with you. And also I will be happy if you want to share with me your ideas or your agreements or disagreements or dissents, with me. And I hope you, with your active participation, you will make it a grand success. Actually, when we are thinking about the COVID-19, the things are not in our control, nor in the hand of the world governments or the official authority like World Health Organization. The numbers are getting increased. Truly unprecedented situations. I won't take much time with this, and we all of us are same in the knowledge and information statistics about COVID-19. And there is no difference between people or countries. The most powerful country in the world are the most weak country, in combating this virus. This is the irony, the contradiction actually we see in the reality. Then, what is our role? As academicians, as people from education, as teachers and students, what will be the next? Actually, people are more panic now, than the COVID, effects and other things. People are having severe psychological, mental issues and, syndromes also regarding this pandemic and the, outbreak of this virus, COVID-19. But I strongly suggest you this is not time of not time of confusion or relaxing. Actually, this is the time we have to sharpen our axe and we have to work properly for the better future or the for the advancement of our people or our family or our community. I would say resilience is the only solution we can find in this situation. No disappointment, no despair, no tension, no stress will help us. Actually, we have to overcome the situation by using the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience which we were actually achieving and obtaining in our life throughout our career. We academicians, we are not like laymen, the common people. They will have their own justifications and their own situations, their own excuses. But we academicians, we the people who lead the country, we are the social engineers. We is if it teachers or students, this is our duty to be in the pioneering role to do the rehabilitation or resilience of of this very severe, very unprecedented situation. Actually, if we talk about education, like all sectors, like industry, like health factor, like all other industries, travel, tourism, you know, the all areas are affected, and we can see a paradigm shift. The world in past COVID, in pre-COVID, and world post-COVID is are two different worlds. The weapons and the measures, the tools we were using for, previous COVID, pre-COVID will not be helpful for us to combat or to survive, to exist in the COVID era or post-COVID era. And actually, we don't know when post-COVID era will start. So actually, we are living in COVID era with an expectation and aspiration, a hope. It will go, but it will not go as we expect. In that much pace or speed. The COVID-19 will be with us. The spreading of the virus will be with us, and the positive cases and the contact tracing, quarantine, physical distancing. I don't say social distancing, physical distancing. Everything will be with us. We have to have a method, a style of life, a new style of life in our walks to be with this virus. We have to marry this virus. We have to adjust with this virus. Okay. Then if we are thinking about education or talking about the career, the things are seems different now. We could see the experts are actually confirming the paradigm shift is actually already happened. Then we have to seriously think about our education. Nowadays, what is actually seeing, the student community especially, they are in waiting room now. They are thinking that COVID will go. After COVID, we will discuss about our future. We will decide our future plans. We will think about our higher education. We will go for our placement and jobs and other things. No, you don't want to wait till COVID goes. You have to think about the change happening in the world, and you have to be ready to face the challenges of today. Then I would say, even it is in COVID era, or we are living without COVID, you have to think about your destiny. You are the only individual fixing your future. No teacher, no parent, no community, no friend can influence you. You are the sole person behind your fortune or your misfortune, your good luck or bad luck. Then you have to think about your destiny. Destiny, in this sense, I would say your destiny is your destination. Whatever you doing in your education process is not a matter. Wherever you reach, the positions, the placements, the achievements in your life after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years, that is the only serious matter you have to take in care. You know, we know the play football, how much we play, and you know how many percentage of the football possession, ball possession with us. It's not a matter. How many goals you are getting? What is the scoreboard actually? That is your destination. But unfortunately, in educational process, people are striving hard. They are spending, you know, lot many years. They are sparing their, you know, whole life for education, but their destination is still seems far away. They cannot reach. They cannot reach the destination, and they are discontinuing or stopping their education in the midst of the way. Then your destiny should be your destination, and your destination should be fixed precisely, very clearly with you. Then this is the core thing what I would like to share with you today. Don't think your educational qualification will help you. Don't think your experience will help you. Don't expect your paper qualifications will support you for your survival. No, the whole scenario got changed. We are talking about a paradigm shift which is happened in the higher education field. Then, if I am thinking I am doing BSc zoology and I won't entertain any other disciplines, or any other subjects which is happening in my campus or in my university or in my premise, I will only focus on my subject or my paper or my degree. No, you know the concept of the career also got changed now. In the earlier days, till in the in the end of 20th century, people actually were going for education for getting a job. Nowadays people are not getting job despite they are educated, they have qualifications, but they cannot enter to the field of the to the market or the industry. Why? Then your education is not only the is only the way, is not only the way of your job, and no education will give you job, no education will give you employment. In our lifespan, if we are living till 50 or 60 years in our life, we have to realize that we have to go through a series of a combination of job and education. If I am a person from Arabic, I am not a fool to think that the sole Arabic language or knowledge background will help me to survive, to earn bread for my family. No, I have to have more skills and more knowledge in all other aspects also, all other subjects also. Then only I can survive. What is actually happening in MNCs now? What is actually happening in GCCs now? People are, they are losing their job. All companies are united in sacking people now. They are terminating without following any procedure. Then the large number of unemployed people are ready to come back to India, especially for Kerala, especially for the region which live, Malappuram, Kozhikode.
then what will happen? They will be, sticking in their own concern, their own area, their own subject, and they are not ready to redesign or rethink or reshuffle their career plan. Then what will happen? He doesn't have job in his specific subject or discipline. That's why he lost job. And he is waiting for the same job. It will not come. Then he has to change his life. He has to earn more skills. He has to obtain more knowledge in other areas, and he has to divert his route, his way, his path to get another job or to get another field, to go into another entrepreneurship. Actually, another enterprise, entrepreneurship. We have to think about that. This is the theory which I would like to share with you today. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are learning and getting a job or getting a position in our life. After then, we have to unlearn everything and relearn some more new things and to try for a new position or new entrepreneurship or new job in our life. Actually, that is what is happening in in online education. Majority of teachers, majority of students were ignorant, were unfamiliar with the mode and system of online education or online, online way of sharing knowledge. But we are ready to unlearn the previous knowledge of offline learning, and we are slowly entering to the whole domain of online. This is the process what I would like to share with you. Learn, unlearn, and relearn has to be the motto, has to be the message of our life. Then only we can survive in the coming world. Also, we have to make ourselves up to date. You don't think your degree certificate, your PG certificate, your mere qualification will help you for survival, for existence. No, your knowledge matter or subject matter doesn't, it will not be a factor in your life for defining your position or job or your field. You have to upskill yourself. We can see lots of teachers now, they are telling, no, I do not belong to new generation. I do not know anything about online education. I am not ready to cope up with the emerging tendencies. Then I will wait till the complete normalcy come back, and I will start my classroom learning or offline learning. No, you cannot. You do not deserve to survive in this way. We have to upskill ourselves in a daily basis. Whatever skills we are lacking, we have to make it. And no single job, please underline this word, no single job, no single profession will help you throughout your life. In your short lifespan, you have to acquire more skills and more jobs, multiple skills and multiple jobs. This is the work-life culture actually going to happen in our country, and most of the traditional conventional jobs are going to be vanished. Artificial intelligence is coming, big data is coming, machine learning is coming. Then most of the manual jobs will disappear. What actually we are planning as as students and teachers, or even the career experts and counselors of the day, what they are actually suggesting or advising people to do, parents and students, there is a huge scope for this job and do this. Do you think it is a wise decision? It is a wise advice? I don't think. And I don't recommend people to, prepare students or the new generation for a specific job. Whatever we are telling now, there is a scope for this or that job. This is the status of today. This is the present situation of jobs and positions or opportunities you are talking. But your target audience is a student. He or she has to learn or has to spend more 5 years or 10 years in his education to complete the basic qualification, to get the basic qualification. Then what will happen? Whenever this student coming out from the campus, coming out from the university, then the so-called jobs will not be there. Then it is ridiculous, it is foolishness to conduct career workshop or counselings for only for specific jobs. If you ask me about what is the solution, what we can do in this very critical juncture of career and education, I wish to say, don't focus on specific jobs, don't concentrate on specific career, but focus on getting skills. Focus on getting updated. Whatever situations arises, whatever changes happens in our world, we don't want to be panicked. We don't want to be, stressed or tensed. We have to have a courage, the boldness to face any challenges as long as you have the skills and expertise with you. Then it is suggested, it is recommended to the parents, students and teachers, don't concentrate for any specific or single individual job. You have to think about the scenario. Don't limit your horizons. Don't limit your knowledge. Don't limit your area. Whatever subject you're learning, whatever degree you actually joining, don't care it and have a broad mindedness to accept and adapt whatever coming through, coming in front of you. This is the concept which will help you to be the champion, the hero of the 21st century. That's why I suggest you to update your skills, whatever it is, technical skills, academic skills, social and soft skills. This is the things actually we lack in our generation. No, people are having lots of qualification. People are carrying lot many certificate with them, but nobody knows how to behave with people, how to deal with situation. Nobody knows how to face the failure in life. Even in IITs, and IIC and all other central universities and premier institutions, we think that the intelligent people, the wise people, the outstanding students, they will have good track record and awesome marks and great performance in their life, but they are unable to face a single issue or single problem in their life. That's why the increasing rates of suicide we are hearing or we are getting to know in all our premier institutions and central universities. Okay, then we have to choose our way. We have to choose our field. It has to be according to your aptitude. How do you select your course? How do you select your higher education? My friends are doing so, then I will join them. My parents, they had a dream in their life to be doctor or engineer or or a chartered accountant or civil servant. Then they couldn't cherish it in their life. They couldn't attain it in their life. Then I am the victim of their uncherished dreams. This is actually happening in families. Nobody taking care of the aptitude, the skill, the taste, the interest of the student. That is actually happening in our daily life, in our families, in our institutions. No, the aptitude of the student is the core area for choosing any career or higher education. Don't take it fun. This is the practical thing I would like share with you. If you disagree with me, you are most welcome. But tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you will realize I was telling the truth. This is my usual advice to all students and parents who are coming to me for getting academic consultancy or career guidance. I would say, you make your time pass, your hobby, your leisure, hobby, whatever you have. Please try to be a champion in this hobby. For example, one likes to, one student, he is a footballer. Then he can make his career as footballer. One is very good in farming and agriculture. He can be a champion in, he can be the number one in the world in that field. And a painter, a creative person, or a man with linguistic intelligence, or a girl with, mathematic intelligence. Whatever you have as your hobby, people who are spending their more time with, internet and computer, they can be good hackers. And hacking is ethical hacking is a good job or good profession. You can attract, companies or even governments or investigation agencies, for giving you daily bread of your life. It is my policy. You may differ with this. This is your freedom to differ. But I would say, let your hobby your career. And I already shared with you jobs. You have lots of dreams about your jobs, isn't it? Then this is my prediction. You can take it from me. You are having lot many dreams on your jobs, but I do say all jobs will remain as dreams. They will not have any reality. You cannot have a job as you like in the coming world. This is the reality. People thinking about government jobs, isn't it? PSC and UPSC and Railway Recruitment Board and other agencies. And they are telling government jobs are safe. This is a contradictory statement, contradictory statement, ironical statement. No government is safe. This is the reality. Government is desperately need, to lots of money, lots of loans for their survival. Salary cut, treasury ban, employment ban, recruitment ban, everything is happening in government sector. No government is safe. Then how can an unsafe government give you safe job? Then government jobs are not safe. Then don't rely on jobs. Don't concentrate on only jobs. You have to redefine your attitude on job and culture. The most unemployed people in our country are most educated people. This is another, paradox. I do repeat. The most unemployed people in our country are most educated people. But the people, the ones they do not have any qualification, any education, they are living safely, luxuriously. They are having daily jobs, they are having daily earnings and income. But unfortunately, the educated people, they are making their file, they are preparing their profile, they are making their CV and resume, and keep sending their profiles to career portals, or job portals, or companies or firms, and they're starting keep waiting. And somebody is waiting for a single job for you don't believe it, for more than 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. He will not do anything, just sitting and relaxing at home, and he will say there will be a job, and that job will come to me at any time, any day. And he started waiting for that. But I am telling, whatever education you have, whatever qualification you have, this is not an obstacle, this is not a problem to you to go for any job, any work you getting. We don't want to depend on the migrant laborers. We have good population here in Kerala, but our youngsters, especially educated people are the curse. Educated people are the problem makers of our country. They are making the crisis of unemployedness in our country. No, you don't want to wait for a white collar job and to relax at home. You can go for any job. You can go for electrification. You can go for plumbing. You can go for rickshaw driving. You can go for be a salesman or girl in any shops. What is wrong in this? The hierarchy, the white collarism, what we are actually obtaining, this is preventing us for taking or accepting daily income. Our education is our problem, our qualification is our problem. That's why I humbly, cordially, I recommend, I advise all my beloved dear students, you have to refine your work culture. Whatever job you are getting, you have to accept it, and you have to be happy with the salary, with the income you are getting with that job. And also, when I am going to the end of this talk, after then, if the chair, the principal would allow me for interaction, I will open the discussion for all the participants, and I will be happy to listen from you. Instead of waiting for jobs, you can think about entrepreneurship. Instead of taking jobs, you can think about giving jobs. You can be an employer rather than becoming a mere employee or a slave in your firm or a company. What is actually happening in MNC and in job market? Job, actually, there is a funny definition for job. People used to say job, it means just obey boss. Job, you cannot entertain any freedom, you will not get any self-esteem or respect in your workplace, and people will mock at you, or people will just treat you or deal you as slaves. That is actually happening in our field. Then I don't say this is the common advice, but for people, they will have the quality of business or starting entrepreneurship. They have to invest their imagination for finding out innovative jobs. You don't want to repeat the same traditional business what people are doing. Everyone starting shopping malls, everyone starting supermarket, everyone going to open medical pharmacy store, or whatever we see in our world, in our place. If 2 footwear shops are there, then people will come and they will start multiple footwear shops. Then the whole business will be divided and everyone will be in loss. No, I do not say the traditional business or the conventional business, but that's why I can use this word, this terminology. Invest your imagination and find out some innovative business, innovative way of survival, innovative way of entrepreneurship. How new companies are actually emerging in our world. Why did Apple emerge? Why did Amazon come into the market? Why did the Uber and Ola and all these online taxi people came? Everything was the result of innovation. Or I would say the innovation starts from imagination. If you have creative thinking quality, if you have imagination capacity, then you have to invest your imagination into industry. Then you can be millionaire or trillionaire more than, most importantly, you can be an employer, you can protect and, you can save loads of hundreds of families. Farming also, this is actually about the work culture. I don't want to elaborate this. Actually, farming and agriculture is the tradition what we received from our fathers and forefathers, but we were actually hesitant to do this. But the result of the lockdown and corona, actually what happened, the shop got closed, the transportation got closed, the borders got closed. Then everyone, each and every one of us in our home, in our place, in our farms, we started our own production, our own farming and agriculture, and we got result, and we could realize, we can at least, make the products for our house or for our family in our place. This is a good beginning and it will be okay. Then this is, in the end of my deliberation today, I urge you, I request all of you to realize the real situation what we are in now. The paradigm shift is happened, and no single qualification, no single skill will help you to survive till the last breath. Then you have to be more attentive, you have to be more creative, you have to be more innovative, and you have to have skills rather than the knowledge collection or the subject knowledge. It is actually essential, but you have to have your own skills and your own ideas to survive and existence. This is my message, and I wish I could succeed in my presentation in sharing my idea to you.